ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Nook's Tavern. I am your humble host, Philip D. Keating, and we do this show live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/imaginarynomad. With me, as always, is my best bell buddy, Kurt Booten. Kurt, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing
I'm
this
all
week?
right, man. It's been a weird week for me in game, but all right, you don't have to play with your turtle.
I do. He requires my attention.
It's been a weird week for me in game. Between Bunny Week and the fishing tournament, and just I don't know. I haven't had that much time because it's been an off week for me. But the time I have had on Nook Getaway Islands have been great. But other than that, it's just been a weird week. What about you?
It's been pretty good. I actually did take a little bit of downtime right after Bunny Day because I managed to craft everything and get the final 2 recipes and everything, and that just took a lot of time. I know it's shocking, but it made me happy. So, but I got everything, including the zipper weeble. They're calling it the wobbler, but it's a weeble.
Okay, does it fall down?
No, because it's a weeble.
Oh, good. I crafted 0 things from Bunny Day.
That's amazing.
0, and
because you could almost accidentally craft things.
Yep, no. All my eggs, I have about over 200 or 300 of them sitting in my storage in my house. And what I plan on doing is going over to best friend's house and planting them around their islands.
That's really weird, because people might have done that to you already.
Oh, you son of a gun. Yeah, other shows have been talking about doing that, and I was like, yeah, you know what's worse than a pitfall seed? Somebody digging up an egg, 2 months from Bunny Day. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Yeah, it's what else are you going to do with them? Like,
well, I don't even know what they sell for, to be honest with you.
So unless it was just a Bunny Day sale, which I don't think it was, I think if you craft anything, you get 400 bells per egg used in the recipe.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty lucrative. So honestly, on Sunday, because I had crafted everything, all I was doing, and our friend Soapbox did this as well, just craft, and sell.
Yeah. Okay. No. I'm still probably going to plant about 98% of them.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, that's not a bad idea. I didn't even think about that, or knew that the buyback was that high on them.
Right.
So interesting. I do want to touch on this fishing tournament that we had and how infuriating it was for me.
So why was it infuriating for you?
Well, man, where to start? I mean, the fact that they didn't disable eggs for the fishing tournament?
That was really kind of annoying. In fact, I was pretty surprised at all of that. And I mean, they could have at least reduced the rate.
I think I pulled 8 or 9 out of there,
I did too.
It was insane, and oh man, we're on a 2-minute clock, which should happen when you make your first cast, not when you're running away to your closest body of ocean or water.
Yeah. Well, you know what's going to happen, right? Is when terraforming becomes more easily obtainable, people are going to make rivers right next to the plaza.
Okay, that makes sense. But I mean, for the first fishing tournament, where a lot of us don't have terraforming at that point, it just would have been better if it just started on first cast. And what difference does it make? Like, if you're still going to terraform a stream or a river next to your plaza, just make it first cast.
Right.
Make the clock start when you cast out your first time. Because I mean, even running down the beach took me a good 5 to 10 seconds off my clock, and then I get to the beach and I find it's an empty beach. So I got to jump over the stream to get to the other side of the beach because I don't have a bridge yet. Just I wish the timing of it would have been just a little bit more constructive, a little bit better, just better.
Right. Well, you know what pro anglers did is they made sure they had plenty of bait, and it didn't matter where they were fishing; they just dropped bait.
Well,
Um,
and to be honest with you, that's what I did as well. I had my bait in my pocket, and I was able to pull 8 fish out. I went 8 for 8 on my bait,
yep.
but I couldn't get past that 8 limit because I had to run to water.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I mean, I got the bronze plaque, the bronze trophy rather.
Sure.
And that was fine. And I got all the items. My concern is how often are they doing the fishing tournament? So I thought that was a pretty regular event.
If I can remember in old games, it was maybe once a month.
That's the thing, right? And so I kind of wonder if if that's going to be the case, then are they going to be able to give us new items, or is it going to simply be playing for the trophy?
I probably would guess there has to be new items in there, right?
Right, I would think so, because if it's just for the trophy, I'm not doing it.
Well, I didn't do it now. I mean, that's the thing. Fishing is what I enjoy most of all of this game.
Right.
And I was so frustrated where after a couple times, it was just like, I'm done. I'm not going for the 300 points. I don't care. I don't care. This is aggravating to me. Like, they kept the animations when you catch a fish. That just burns more time off your clock.
Well, and that actually kind of brings up just the time wasters in general.
Yeah.
Like the animations and the it's the most metal of fishes. All of that. If there was a way that we could turn those off after the first time you see them, like if that was a setting, and just let us go about our business.
Sea bass, more like a C plus bass.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you want to play that for the first time I see it? Great, no problem. But let me turn it off.
Yeah.
All of those things. So, but that being said, I got some cool fishing gear. And actually, we were talking about the different stuff, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that it just occurred to me is things like the prints and whatnot. There were variations, right?
I don't know, because I really only got my one print, and I said, the heck with this, I'm done.
Yeah, I think there were variations, and I think one of the guys in our
cool.
Discord mentioned that. So that'll be good to at least try to get all that. But yeah, let's hope there's not an event that overlaps again.
Yeah, and they've been really good with giving us updates, right? They heard that we weren't happy about the egg spawns, so they updated it right away and cut that back. They've got to change this. They've had to hear the outcry of people just a little annoyed with all this. So I don't think we'll have a double event again, if not for a very long time.
Right.
And I think that our next fishing tournament will have some kind of change to it.
Yeah, let's hope so. And I think that what's really interesting is that Nintendo's got a great thing going here, and I hope they take the criticisms to heart.
Yeah.
And literally one of the big ones is the time it takes to enter and leave somebody's island. That kind of thing.
Well, I mean, we all use the skip around of just hitting minus and saying go back to your island, so we don't have to deal with any of the animations.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll cut out all these shorthand animations, because it's kind of what they've always done.
Agreed. But they've never had as robust an online presence.
Correct. So we'll see.
Yeah. So the next event coming up, right?
Yeah.
Is Earth Day.
Earth Day is April 22nd on this year's calendar.
And this is the first time that they've named it Earth Day, right? It was named Nature Day.
Nature Day, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
which that started out hosted by Tortimer, and we'll talk about him later.
Oh, Tortimer, I miss Tortimer.
Yeah.
But Lief, the sloth was in the direct not too long ago, the mini direct.
Yep.
So we know that Lief is coming back into the game. I think the last time he was in the game was, was it the DS version? Was it New Leaf? I believe it was New Leaf.
I think it was New Leaf.
Yeah, where he had that specialty store that had specialty flowers, shrubs, and trees and all that. So it'd be interesting. I don't know what we'll be doing. They haven't really announced what we're going to be doing yet. I don't know, maybe turning in weeds and sticks and branches around. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
who knows?
I would hope that this is a way for them to introduce maybe some new flowers, but some of those bushes and shrubberies that we had in other games would be nice. You know, since we really right now only have flowers and trees.
You know, it's funny, when you talk about the things that we've had in other games, there's a couple of things that really stick out as missing right now. And, you know, one of those is things like artwork.
You got to think, right?
It's got to be coming, right? I mean,
they can't cut out literally all the favorite characters that we've had from past games.
Right. So there are mysteriously, and I was going to talk about this a little bit later in rumors, but there are those stairs that go up in the museum to nothing.
That's true. That's true, and we could have an expansion built whenever they're done. You know, making that third floor. I guess second floor. But yeah, I noticed that too. That's where you would traditionally have your art display, your art room. So
right. And so if we can, you know, hey, if we have more things to collect for the museum, I'm all in.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think I'm almost close to finishing my fossils.
Me too.
Because
I've got to be.
I got to be too, because I keep digging up like anywhere between 3 and 5 every day.
Yep.
And he's only accepting 1. So
yeah, I had him accept 2 today, which blew me away. But I was like, okay, cool, we're almost done.
Yeah.
But so and that's what, you know, really fossils more than bugs and more than fish. I've been really concentrating on, and my goal is to build an outdoor, basically, museum with completed fossils as well.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like I've seen a couple people have very beautiful museum fronts with, you know, not only these fossils, but they've had stone hedges. They throw up the Gulliver you know, treasures that Gulliver sends back. I recently just got a pyramid that would look wonderful in front of my museum.
Ooh.
But I'm not there yet, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully, the museum has always been, and we've talked about this before, it's always been both of our favorite part of this game.
Yeah.
It's the completionist in us. So,
and I still know we've said this before, but I can't believe how gorgeous that museum is.
It makes me believe that is why the delay happened, was to just put these small but beautiful touches on the museum.
I hope so, because it's just you walk through and go, oh my God, like it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I dig it a lot. So Earth Day we don't really know a bunch about, but I think you're right. I think we're probably going to be concentrating on picking up bushes or picking up weeds and cleaning things up. And
if I'm gonna have to burn Nook tickets to go to an island to pick up weeds, I'm gonna be angry, but that's fine. That's what I get for cleaning out my island day 1.
Well, you could save a bunch of weeds and start planting them.
You're a madman. I'm trying to get my town to 3 stars, Kurt. How am I gonna do that and my OCD won't let that happen.
Right.
So, well, if there's ever a point where we can bring out some of the beauty that is the community inside this game, if it's not the art community or just the local community that we are in, I always love when people take their towns and transform them into something I would never imagine.
And what have you found this time?
So there was a YouTube video that was uploaded just a couple days ago where the creator of this YouTube channel transformed their island to the Pokemon Gold and Silver map with sprites and whistles and everything. And it's a beautiful 4-minute video that I'm going to link in the show notes. It's stunning. And their costume has transformed them into a Pokemon. You know, they these little details. You know, we said it with Earthbound. We said it with Link to the Past. Every week, somebody new is coming out with something insane, and they're all beautiful, and I will never get sick of it. Kurt, did you have a time to watch this video or at least see pictures from it?
I saw pictures from it, and it was stunning. And what really floors me is the amount of detail that people take care to put in, and the amount of time it takes to just, because those are all custom designs that you have to pretty much, you may not have to hand create them, but you have to tweak them.
Yeah.
And
lay them down block by block.
Block by block. I mean, we can't get the Nook's Tavern sign to stick together.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things that it's amazing. It really is amazing what they're able to do.
I will never get sick of these, and I will always grovel at the feet of the people that produce them because they are just absolutely stunning. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't have the know-how, and I'm so grateful that these people share this with the beautiful community that is the Animal Crossing community right now.
Yeah, it's what's really interesting for me is to watch all these kind of unfold every week, and what's going to happen. Like, at what point are people going to be pushing the envelope to do things like optical illusions?
Yeah,
and where we've seen those chalk 3D street art things.
Yep, yeah.
Where you see pits in the middle of the
and people are laying down and yeah.
So is that possible with something like this? I don't see why not.
It's got to be, right? Somebody's going to figure it out at some point.
Yeah, so I can't wait because it's only going to get more creative. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And one last piece of news on this front end of this episode is that the game guide that normally comes out for this was pushed. It originally was supposed to come out on April 9th. It's now slated for April 30th. But if you want, they are taking pre-orders right now at Amazon. It's going to be a $30 book, and it is currently at $18. I know for me personally, even with the internet, I kind of always pick these up just because I like to have it right next to me anywhere I play, to have it as a checklist of rare bugs and fish that I catch, right? So I don't have to literally run back to the museum to see if I deposit this or not. I just can use this quick guide that's on my lap, and I kind of like the artwork and all the other weird things and furniture sets that I could see, you know, what I need to build, especially now, you know, now that we're crafting. Yeah. I'm almost positive that I can find a piece of furniture in this set, in the book, and have exactly what I need, so that, okay, I want that. I know that I need to save a couple of these materials aside, so that I can build it when it comes, when I get the recipe for it. And now I know the internet's a thing, but you know, yeah. I'm an old man who likes he loves buying books and never reading them. So I guess this will just sit in my collection. But what the viewers can't see back on my bookshelf is I have my City Folk. You know, I still have it. You know, with my little check marks and my little notes inside there. So
yeah, I mean, so I am not gonna end up buying it, and I kind of thought it was foolish until you said that you use it as a checklist.
Now look, and I get that you can easily pull up a Google spreadsheet and you can log it all yourself, but you know, But
do they have pictures of everything next to the? I mean, we haven't seen it.
Well, but I can say in past iterations, yes.
So if you can see the pictures of all the items, and because it makes visually checking things off your list a little easier.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of going, hey, is this the Imperial dresser or is it this, or you know what is that? Especially if you see it in a shop.
Sure.
But that being said, I don't know. I can't see myself buying it at this point, especially because we do have the internet at our fingertips.
Yeah.
But I wonder. It actually, you made me think of things like doing the furniture sets and things like that. We haven't gotten any kind of quests or anything like that to create sets.
No,
right?
we really haven't, like, any fetch quests or anything like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like, well, and like in Pocket Camp, right, where we're saying, okay, we need you to uh, put together your house with green items,
Sure.
and then you get judged on that. I wonder if that kind of thing is coming, because that would actually just give more to do. Frankly, not that there's any shortage of things to do right now, but I just wonder if something like that is coming.
Well, they need to have something in the pipeline to keep people playing this game, right?
Right.
Holidays are only going to be really good for maybe the first year on holidays.
Unless they change things up.
Well, exactly, right? So, I don't know, introducing daily quests. I know those the daily Nook mile, the small Nook things above our head that never go away, you know. But like a daily quest, it's like, all right, if you complete this, you get 1,000 Nook miles.
I really like. I don't mind the Nook Miles quests or achievements or whatever we're kind of calling those things, but I would like daily quests where you have 10 things to accomplish each day, and it might be shake down a tree and catch a fish or catch 3 fish, that kind of thing, but have a finite list so you feel like you've accomplished all your dailies.
Sure.
That kind of thing. I think that would be really cool.
I agree. I really do agree. And I don't know if that's because we're both old gamers that have played MMOs, right? And we got to go in and do our dailies, or on cell phone games. I used to do my dailies on Pocket Camp to just go in, log in, get them done, and get out. So I don't know if that's just our mentality or the entire community's mentality, right? What do you guys think? Either hit us up on Twitter or email the show at nookstavern@gmail.com. It's not that hard to remember every week, but somehow I have problems with it. All right, so let's take a break, and after the break, we will talk about our weekly ongoings in the town, and then we'll maybe have a behind the bells if our friend shows up again. So we'll see you guys after the break. Everybody in the live show will be sticking around a little bit after recording just to interact with you guys a little bit more. Everybody has had a lot of good things in chat right now, but since we are literally recording the podcast, I don't want to really lay on you guys too much for it. So we'll talk when the show's over. And we're back. Kurt, let me tell you about my week.
Okay.
So I had CJ in my town.
Yep.
And I couldn't catch a rainy island to save my life. And it was driving me insane. I would go to Friends Islands. I would go to Nook Ticket Islands. I stayed on almost that entire day, logging in and out every so often to see, can I get a weather change here so I can get some big bell fish in here?
Yep.
It never happened. It never happened to me. So
it's funny. I had a similar situation as well, but not with CJ.
So, oh man, it was infuriating. So at the end of the night, before I log out, I said, "All right, let me run one more Nook's Island, and we'll see. We'll just say this is it, and we'll call it." And I got the Spiral Island, which you probably can picture by me just explaining that.
Yep.
And what happened was I gutted it and converted it into a Tarantula Island within 6 minutes. Here's the thing about that island. That is not a great island to transform into a Tarantula Island because tarantulas run in straight lines. They do not run around curves. So I'm up there and I'm catching the giant water bugs, which is cool. And I caught another giant water bug and another water bug. And then I see the tarantula is in the dead center of the spiral. And I was like, dope. I have my L line set up on the beach so I could be able to run around that and just net him real quick. I creep over there real slow with my net out. He sees me and I'm like, all right, the chase is on. And I start running and I just see him try to leap across the water gap right into the water.
Oh, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say you caught him midair.
No, because I'm terrified of them, and I just continue to run. So, all said and done, I lost about 4 tarantulas to the water deaths, because it took me a little bit of time to realize. Wait, you dumb, why don't you just dig 2 holes at the very end of the spiral, and then just sit there and let them spawn inside that, and then there's no running needed. So I filled up the rest of my bags, and I head back home to City 17, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to hold on to all of these bugs. I'm not going to sell them overnight. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance that Flick will show up in my town tomorrow, and I can make buku bells on this. Because normally for me, I'll just throw them into the pit. I don't care. 20%, here, I'll give you 25 because that one doesn't seem right in the head. So I held on to him that night, and sure enough, the next morning when I get out, that lizard chameleon with earrings was in my town, and I was just like, here's all my bugs. Give me my mortgage payment, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much did you make on that?
I made... Oh, geez. I think it was in the 300,000 bells, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So it was incredible. And I got lucky. Completely lucky. Because I had no skin in the game, right? If he shows up, I benefit. If he doesn't, I'm still going to get all these bells from the twins anyway. So
right.
And then real quick, 2 more islands. Right before we signed on, I got the Bell Island. So I got the Rock Island.
Yep.
Great. I nailed. I went 5 for 5 on those. So I got max bells out of it. And then the island right after that, I got the Rare Fruit Island. So I picked up.
Wow.
Let's see here. I picked up. I think it was over 60 pairs, which is perfect because I'm gonna plant half of them and then sell the rest for a lot of money.
Yep.
So that was my real week. Other than the disappointment inside the 2 events, I made a lot of money this week. So that's dope. How was your week?
Well, so it's funny when you were talking about your CJ and lack of a rainy island. I actually had Flick visit for the first time this week, and I spent, I don't know, 10,000 bells to go to Mystery Island to try to get a Tarantula Island without having to make it.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Good.
And then I got a Tarantula Island the next day.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm getting better at capturing those tarantulas. What's interesting is on the natural Tarantula Island, it's on an island in the middle of the island, and they group up, so you'll have 2 or 3 right next to each other.
Interesting.
So one of the things that I have to do is run by them so they do dump themselves into the moat and respawn, because otherwise you can't survive it.
You can't.
You'll catch one and then immediately pass out.
Yeah. I know a lot of people take the bamboo island, since there's no water on that whatsoever, and they convert that into their tarantula island. You just upheave everything, and then they spawn every 60 to 90 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Tarantula Island, though, is that it's all pretty contained. So, when you get bit, you don't automatically end up in a place where you can get bit right away. So, because it's the dock, then there's the island, and then a moat, and then the middle island, which is where all the tarantulas spawn.
Yeah.
So it makes it so much easier. But yeah, I don't know. I think I paid off my second mortgage.
Good.
with one hunt, so that was good. Yeah, but that was pretty much it. My Able sisters finally built their store. We got a new person in town. We got Freya in town, who's a pink wolf, I think. And otherwise, yeah, it really has been just kind of winding down from Bunny Day.
Yeah.
So, the one of the things that I wanted to talk about from this past week was the concept of cataloging.
In what sense?
So what's happening is there's a bunch of people who are basically setting up things with their friends where they get together, and if you know how you can go into the Nook store or the ATM, basically to purchase things that you've had before.
Sure.
Yeah. So the way that the things show up in that catalog is if you pick it up. So you don't have to get it yourself.
You just have
to pick it up.
Pick it up once.
Yeah, so people will get together, put their cool stuff on the ground. You pick it up, you drop it. You pick it up, you drop it, and then you can buy it in the ATM.
Interesting.
And it doesn't work with things that you can craft, and it doesn't work with seasonal items, but still, there's plenty of other stuff that you can do. So, I've seen some videos where people setting up stalls where they invite like 6 people over, and each person has a stall, and they come in, drop 10 items, and they just go do a round robin and go around and pick up everybody's stuff and drop it again.
Yeah.
Just a catalog. It's a pretty cool idea.
It is.
I probably won't do it unless I really want something specific.
Correct.
Because I want to find it on my own.
No, I get that.
Mostly. I mean, there are going to be exceptions.
I mean, with that said, I built this studio that we're in from help from the community, right? I had people sending me over tables and computers and our reel-to-reel. All that was donated from people that we know who wanted to see us do this live in game. So,
yeah, so it's weird because I actually distinguish that a little bit because this is like you got this stuff for a purpose.
Sure.
And for some reason I have a mental block where if you're doing something specific like that, cool. If you are just doing it just to collect all the stuff, then I feel differently about it.
No, that makes sense.
Okay, good.
No, it does. It does.
All right, good. That makes me happy. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna save that topic until after rumors. And so rumors, I keep hearing things about specific characters that we've all known from previous games.
Okay.
Guys like Red and Brewster.
What about Captain? I need my Captain.
Captain. So I haven't heard any specific rumors about Captain, but I've heard that, and I've seen some video where there have been some villagers or islanders talking and actually mentioning guys like Brewster.
Interesting.
So, it feels like, God, and I hope this is the case because it just makes me in awe of what Nintendo has done with this already. But it feels like some of this information is kind of time release. And so you get to a certain point and now we're going to let you know, hey, by the way, these new people are coming that you weren't thinking of or whatever. So because it feels like at times, all right, we all got the game. We're a month in and we've seen everything except for seasonal events.
Correct.
There's no way. And that doesn't actually follow with Animal Crossing in general anyway.
No, it doesn't. And it would be so dumb. Like, you have these beautiful characters that people hold true, real close to their heart.
Yep.
I'm a little upset that I don't have the Roost, right? I like the Roost a lot. I love it. And you would go there on Saturday night and there would be a KK Slider concert going on. Am I happy that at some point it's going to come in? Yeah, I am. But I want it.
I want it
I want it now. I have a coffee habit and I need the Roast now. Yeah, so it's interesting, and I saw some things on Twitter a couple days ago about somebody mentioning, oh, wouldn't it be nice if there was some more art around this place? And they were like, does that mean they're foreshadowing for Red? It's just like, no, I don't know about that. That seems like a stretch, but...
Where are you going, buddy?
My Switch fell asleep. Now I can't get back in my chair. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I always want these characters back, right? I mean,
Yes.
the roost was great, and Brewster was wonderful, and I still want Captain. Like, I will not get off that boat until he comes into the game. We have a dock, right?
We do.
We have a dock. So, and that's another thing. Like, we don't even know if we're gonna get scuba diving in this game, like we had on the DS.
Right. Well, and that dock has been one of the great mysteries, right? I mean, people put a lighthouse on it and maybe the monster or the robot, but it's not there just because.
Yeah, and
Can't be.
Rare fish just spawn around it, you know?
Right. Yeah, there's got to be a purpose, and so that's why I'm digging it.
Yeah.
So, all right, do you want to jump into this?
You want to jump into it, or you want to save it for next week?
We're
at 41.
Yeah, let's save it for next week.
Okay, and we can make that the chunk of the second half next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys want to hear what I was going to talk about, you got to show up next week.
So I guess that would just leave us to one last segment then, right?
Let me see if he's here.
Yeah, go outside.
I'll go get him.
Take your time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we do towards the tail end of every show, I would like for you to check out our segment, Behind the Bells, the Nook Syndicate story. So hopefully Kurt can locate our friend from outside and
he is boy.
Would a mirror be easier if he could get ready in front of a
nervous.
mirror? He's nervous. He's always nervous.
He's just really nervous.
Okay. I haven't talked to him in a week, so I'm excited to see what kind of shenanigans he's gonna come up with.
All right. Well, I'm sending him in.
All
I
right.
told him I'd guard the door.
Sure. We don't want anything to. Hey, bud. How are you? It's been a week. How have you been?
Well, I'm nervous again because, well, I still think he's after me. Okay. So, this week we're gonna talk about let me hold on. Let me pull out my paper here. Here we go.
I'm glad you're prepared. Do you have it written down on the inside of your paper bag, bud? Oh, Jesus. If you had clothes on, bud, you wouldn't be so cold and shaking all the time.
Clothes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's how they track you.
That's how they track you? All right.
Okay,
You've come all the way down to my island and come into my studio. What's going on? What's the new story on the Nook Syndicate?
Okay, so this week we're gonna talk about the terrible tragedy of Tortimer.
Tortimer? I love Tortimer. He used to be the mayor of our towns, and he was always so friendly and so kind. But I mean, you are right. I mean, I haven't really seen him since I was made mayor of the last town I lived in. Where?
So, okay. So Tortimer was the mayor in the original
Correct
iteration, right?
Yeah.
And what's really weird is if you look over the various versions of Animal Crossing, the various villages and cities and everything, he is actually one of the few villagers or islanders to age. He's gotten really, really old, and he retired from his job as mayor in New Lief.
Okay.
Now, why do you think he aged? Stress. Nook's grasp on the local government really, really got to him. He ended up just being a puppet for Tom Nook. Did you know there was a Mrs. Tortimer?
No. This is news to me.
It's worse than that. There was a Mrs. Tortimer, and I after doing some deep research, I got this from the fandom wiki. It's believed that she died tragically. Some villagers speculate, I swear, some villagers speculate that he became incredibly rich on the turnip market, while others believed he gained money illegally and used it to build the town hall. Now, this is backed up by the fact that there are no taxes in the players' towns, and that Tortimer himself never had to face election.
Interesting.
Now, I say it was a back alley payment by Nook. Tortimer likely tried to do the right thing, but got scared when his wife died. It's because they don't know how she actually died. It's just tragically.
Do you know how she actually died?
I don't, because I think she was chopped up and hauled away to different islands throughout the Animal Crossing universe. So if you pull up fossils that you don't know what they are, might not be a T-Rex torso. So
okay,
that's so the other thing is he used to host Earth Day, or Nature Day as it was called.
Oh, that's right, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Isabel hosted it.
Well,
and
you know,
why?
why? Because she's always looking to take more responsibility and get more involved with the community and all of that, right?
And she doesn't challenge him. She doesn't challenge Tom. That's why Tortimer's nowhere to be found. And now that Isabel is his flunky, poor flunky as it may be, and she's captive in my opinion. Now that she's here, she's probably not going to host Earth Day. It's probably going to be Lief.
Yeah, and it normally is Lief now these days.
And that might have been a little quid pro quo for being able to open up that shrubbery shop, but we don't know. But we'll see. Tortimer might be back, but I'll bet we don't see him.
Well, I hope we do, because he was always very kind to me, and I enjoyed him a lot. So hopefully you are wrong.
Did you hear that?
What? Footsteps?
I heard. Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
All right. Well, be safe. Hopefully we see you soon. All right. Well, that's another look into madness behind our mystery friend of Behind the Bells, the Nook Syndicate story. I really hope that guy can take enough medicine where he's just leveled out. But we'll see. Kurt!
Phil, what'd you say to him?
I mean, I didn't say anything to him.
I can barely get him calmed down. He's freaking out right now.
Yeah, well, I think he was like that before he got in here, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit, but man, I mean, he just, wow. Like, normally he wants me to look out the door before he leaves, and he just ran out the door.
Well.
Hey, Gavertle.
Gavertle. Deny everything, indeed. So I think that's where we're gonna call it for this week. Kurt, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at VO by Kurt, and on my own channel over here on Twitch at Kurtstable, and Sundays with the Bromigos over on the GSU Media channel, and Mondays and Thursdays over on FTH Beyond doing the Marvel Strike Force podcast.
Awesome. You can find me on all social media at Imaginary Nomad. You can follow the show on Twitter at Nook's Tavern. If you have a second, please head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. It really helps the show grow and expand. If you want to send an email about your weekly stories or questions or anything like that, send us an email at nookstavern@gmail.com. Inside the show notes is a link to our Discord, where if you are looking for people to trade, your turnips in, or just marketplace or daily hot items, it's a perfect place to do it. It's a wonderful community, and it's very active these days. So hop on in. Thank you to a swan named Emily for our wonderful album art, but also weekly show post art that she's been doing. It's been wonderful. And anything else?
I just enjoy clapping at you.
I appreciate it. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming out to Nook's Tavern. Shake them trees and catch them bees. See ya.
See ya.
All right, why don't you stop your recording?
Stopping.
All right. Let's see. Hey, Bean, thanks for the resub. 12 months in a row. You've got brain damage.
Woo!
No bits. If we had a bit leader, I was gonna give him a shout out at the outro and call him the Bell Boss.
Oh, the Bell Boss.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Kurt really loves those outros. Let's see. You aren't using the Dropbox, are you? Of course, Kilted, I use the Dropbox. It's there to be used. I don't care. I will. There are enough bells to pay for anything I ever want. I'm making over 100,000 bells a day. So, what else is in the trap? Flick will give you an extra 50% if you are happy with just getting 805.
Soapbox is still it still has 500 bugs waiting for Flick.
Jeez Louise. I'm sure your island doesn't look like a... Oh, have you seen that video of somebody slowly handing in one tarantula at a time to Flick? And Flick's like freaking out, and he's like, oh, God. All right, well, thank you. I don't really like tarantulas. If you have any more, please let me know. And they slow turn away, and they're wearing a gas mask. And they just walk in front of their museum, and it's a wall of tarantulas.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. You fool! Well, Nicole, you know, I got a job and a child, so I play my way, you play yours.
And Nicole, I got your information about the odds, but I wanted to review it, too, before we did the segment. So we're probably going to do that segment next week.
And we went long. I mean, we did a 40... What is it, 48?
Well, it's 8:47 now.
Well, no. It was a 45-minute recording session, so... Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.